They cheat because they lack character. And that's not something you can fix for them. For weeks, I felt small. Small in front of the mirror. Small walking down the street. Small when someone said, "You look good," and I didn't believe it. Because infidelity plants a poisonous idea in your head. You're not enough. And even when you know logically that it's not true, emotionally, you swallow it. I started going through old photos, looking for signs. A suspicious message. A shift in behavior. And "I'm tired" that now sounded different. And of course, I found things. You always find them when it's too late. But let me tell you something important. It wasn't your fault for not seeing it. It was their decision to hide it. Don't confuse innocence with stupidity. Don't confuse genuine love with blindness. There was one night when I hit bottom. I sat on the floor, leaning against the bed, that bed that didn't feel like mine anymore, and I cried the way I hadn't cried since I was a child. I didn't just cry for him. I cried for the version of me that believed in forever. I cried for the future I had imagined. I cried for the us that no longer existed. And there, in the middle of that pain, I realized something. Betrayal hurts. But it also reveals. It reveals how deeply you can love. How fully you can give. How bravely you can trust. That's not weakness. That's courage. The weak one was the one who needed to lie. One day, I changed the sheets. It sounds small. It wasn't. I stripped the bed. Washed everything. Moved the furniture around. Opened the windows. Let the air in. I wasn't just cleaning the room. I was reclaiming my space. Because even if someone betrays you in your own bed, your life is still yours. And no one can take that from you. Over time, the anger shifted. I didn't want revenge anymore. I didn't want explanations. I wanted peace. And peace doesn't come when they apologize. It comes when you decide to let go. He called again one day. I didn't answer. Not out of pride. But because there was nothing left to hear. Sometimes closure doesn't come from a deep conversation. Sometimes closure is silence. If you're going through this right now, if you found messages, if you saw something you wish you hadn't seen, if you opened a door that changed your life, look at me for a second. Breathe. What you're feeling is valid. The sadness, the anger, the humiliation, the confusion, all of it. But don't keep the wrong story in your head. You weren't cheated on because you're worth less. You were cheated on because they chose less. And that's different. Very different. Months later, I started finding myself again. I went back to the gym. Went out with friends. Laughed without feeling guilty. The first time someone looked at me with interest.